Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Sorry it took so long. I was trying to order something and I had to, finish doing that. I was multitasking. Happy autumn, everyone. It is officially autumn. So I know all of y'all probably have all your candles, all your stuff, your decor, blah, 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 blah. I actually, if you follow me on my other channel, I have a vlog there. That's my first autumn vlog for the season. I'm getting ready to upload another one. But first, I wanted to get into a few of the things that I have been doing. Reading and all this kind of stuff. So I have a little mini book haul and some candles and stuff like that. So if y'all are ready, let's begin. So let's start with the books. Okay. So I finally finished reading The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video, and I don't have it with me. It's probably on one of my bookshelves. But I finally finished that, and so I picked up a new book for the fall that I wanted to read. And it's called The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I'm already on chapter 10. I just started reading this because it's a quick read, like it's a fast read. It's like a page turner. So it's really easy to read. And, you don't realize how much you've read until you look at the page number because it flows so well. This book is hilarious so far. I like the gore and the description, and it takes place in the 80s and 90s. It's like some Southern housewives, and this guy moves into town because his aunt died or his great aunt died or something like that, and he ends up being a vampire. So if y'all are interested in that book, I do have it, my Amazon store linked in the description, where I have all the books I'm about to mention linked in there, so y'all can pick it up. I also checked out a book from the library, A Season with Bewitch, The Magic and Mayhem of Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts by J.W. Ockram. I think I said the name right. So this book is literally someone went to Salem and they described everything. They gave a little bit of history, told you what there is to do in Salem. So if you are ever planning a trip, or have you ever been to Salem, or you want to go to Salem, this book is probably something you should read just to get a feel of what it's like and all the extra history and stuff behind it. So I thought this would be a good book to read leading up to Halloween. So I'm reading both of those at the same time. And I feel like I'm in the mood for some like nonfiction. I'll read this, and when I feel like fiction, I'll read the other book. So interchanging it. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. RR. How are y'all this evening? Okay. And another book that I always have, like, just under my desk. This The Magician's Table, complete book of correspondences. And so I always have this like near, so if I ever need to look up something, it's like a reference book. I don't think this is available anymore on Amazon. You might can find it elsewhere, or it may become available, or they may have used copies. I'm not sure. This is a really good book to have if you are wanting to get, like, it's like a reference for all, types of symbols, deities, magic, and all that kind of stuff. Just for reference. So it has like a little bit of everything in there, and it's just a good book to have in your collection. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep it in there. I also got some coloring books because I like to color and have, relaxing time. So this one is cute. It's Cottagecore Creatures. So yeah, let me put on more light. Maybe that'll help. So if y'all like to color, adult coloring books are fun. And I have like a giant thing of markers, little alcohol markers. So isn't this cute? I feel like this is little alcohol markers. And I just like to color sometimes when I get bored. This one is cute too. It's giving fall vibes. And there's lots of other pictures in there, little cottagecore animals. And this is also probably linked in that Amazon storefront. I also have one called Cozy Autumn. And I haven't colored in this one yet. But it's like giving like cozy feels and autumn pumpkins and all that kind of stuff. So this is not even mine. It's one of my kids. So but I did order it and I have all those linked there. If y'all are on the Patreon, and if you're on the mail out or you get a monthly letter, I'm decorating your envelopes right now because I got some stickers and stuff like that for autumn. So yeah, the Patreon link is there in the description. Sure. So I have a couple of candles. Okay, this one is called Falling Leaves. And I got this at Burlington. They always have the best candles for super cheap that really smell good. This smells like an autumn crisp morning. It has apple, cloves, citrus, and pine cone. It smells like fresh air, literally. Like when you step outside, just so good with the hint of citrus. Okay, then we have the pumpkin cream scented candle, and yeah, it's like the little wooden top. This one smells really good. It smells like pumpkin cupcake from Bath and Body Works. That's what it smells like, just like that, almost, with a little bit extra cinnamon. So if you don't like spending like $20 or $12, I don't know how much they cost at Bath and Body Works anymore, or I don't really look at the price. Sometimes they're on sale, sometimes they're not. This candle is only $7.99 at Burlington, and look how big it is. This will last you a while. And I believe this one was only $6.99. So you can get really nice, you know, candles that smell just as good for a fraction of the price if you go to Burlington's, and you can put them all around your house, and that way you have fall scents all the time. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I also got this really cute pillow, and see if y'all can see that. Isn't this cute? And this is only $12, but I'm going to probably use this for so many years because it's really good quality. And this is Farm Fresh Pumpkins Picked Daily Decorative Pillow. I don't know what brand that is, but isn't that cute? So I got that at Burlington too. Throw it back there. So yeah, the house is all ready for autumn. It smells like autumn. Fireplace has been going, even though it's hot outside. We keep it cold in the house. That way we can get the autumn ambiance with the fireplace and candles and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to make our own weather, okay? Because we can't wait. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I also bought these really cool opera glasses, and they're Victorian, like from the Victorian era. They're antique. So a while back, I went antique shopping, and I've been watching these in a case for over a year. They've been sitting in the little clear glass case in the antique shop, and I always wanted them, and so I decided to treat myself to them. And you can use it as a decor. It's made out of mother pearl and brass. And as you hold it like this, like if you're at the symphony or the opera and you just want to be bougie. Or you can use it to spy on people. or you can use it to look at the moon or the stars, whatever you want to look at. They're just little mini binoculars that are from the Victorian era, mainly opera glasses. Now I looked the value up of these, and some of them go for as high as $400. So the value for these are between $200 and $400. Oh, thanks for becoming a member, Sprinkle Sprinkle. So these are actually really old, and these were around $200. So I bought these at the antique shop for $200, and I just sit them on my little table back there, and they're just some decor, but they're also very functional. So yes, I might polish them up if I can get like a little cloth. But these are something that I treated myself with because they've just been sitting there and no one bought them, so I did. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I also have like real binoculars and also have a telescope. So I have lots of different, and I also have like a couple of cameras. I got a new camera. Um, and so I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to be using to, like, when it gets a little cooler, I'll probably take the telescope out, start looking and things like that. I ordered this cool camera. It's actually just a camcorder, and you screw all this extra stuff on. So you have a mic, a light, and then here's the camcorder. And then you have you can put a tripod on it. But this is to like hold it so it doesn't like jiggle. But I was going to film a movie. So I wanted to have a professional camera because it's a 4K cam. But summer turned into autumn, and the type of movie we were going to make was going to be like a summer type movie. And so we weren't in the mood anymore. So we might postpone that. So we're not going to be doing a movie. So I just use it to do a couple of scenes for, these autumn vlogs that are coming up. So maybe we'll make a movie next year. It was going to be like a little project that the kids and I were going to do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Now I have a Canon camera too. I just don't use it because it's like too much work. If I want to take pictures of like the moon or something really, far away or something really, I want something really crisp, I'll use that camera. Okay. Yes. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So what else did I have for y'all? That's what I want to talk about. Well, I haven't really been doing that much on this channel, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to neglect y'all. It's just that I haven't really had anything to talk about. So, I waited until I had like, at least a couple of books that y'all could be interested in. I don't know. But I really don't have anything to talk about on this channel that much because I haven't really been into my spiritual energy lately. So I've just been kind of relaxing and doing fun things and anyway, sprinkle, sprinkle. And then, of course, like, I guess when it gets closer to like Halloween and stuff like that, I'll probably have more content on this channel since there'll be more to talk about during that season. I think I pretty much talked about so much already on this channel that if you just go and watch all the other videos, you would definitely have content for a long time. Okay. Anyway, so I've just been organizing and cleaning. I kind of decluttered a little bit, but it's still, I still have a lot of stuff. I just got rid of the stuff that I no longer use or need. I'm getting rid of a bunch of clothes and things like that. So just still doing all that. Got to get like a more organized in some parts of the home. Okay, so that's what I'm just taking the time to do. But there really hasn't been anything much for me to talk about on this channel, unless y'all have some questions or something that y'all would like to discuss. I'll see what I can talk to you about. You say you should talk about intuition because you get visions and clear knowing. Well, I think I've had that for a long time, and so it's kind of normal to me. I just never really say nothing. So if you are experiencing that, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's real or not until it actually happens. So sometimes I just don't really say anything, or it just like, oh, that's cool. So it's not really something that I can use in a way that's helpful. I just like, oh, okay, that's cool. So it's just, I guess it's just especially for you to experience. Okay. Do I feel anything when I feel like something is coming true? It's honestly for me, I don't think you feel anything. I just think you see that things happen, and it's, you know, because of your thinking, and it's a good thing. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I thank y'all for becoming members, by the way. Thanks to all the members. Shout out to all the members, y'all. And if you are on Patreon, shout out to the members on Patreon. Do I do anything that helps my spirit? No. I just get up and do whatever I want. I do whatever I have to do, like take the kids to school and all that kind of stuff, and then I do whatever I want after that. It's like literally, if I have packages for Level Up Cosmetics, I'll do that. Or I'll watch something on TV, or I'll read, or, I'll go shopping. So I really don't have any spiritual practices right now because I told you, like, I'm not really doing anything except for relaxing. So that's why I really haven't been on this channel. Yeah. Okay. You know what I learned by not focusing so much on it, it becomes more, um, it becomes normal. And so you don't really have to make special time or, do something, carve something out different because it's just a part of your everyday life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's not something that you really have to think about or focus on. It just is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Like I said, when I'm walking through the mall and shopping, that is meditation for me. You're going through all the racks trying to find your size, you get in that zone. So if you're asking me, like, if I were to be one of those kind of people that carve out time to be spiritual, the answer is no. So therefore, if it's not something I do in my daily life or something that I'm in the mood to do, it's not getting done. You know what I'm saying? So, sprinkle, sprinkle. Do you do anything daily that helps you? Okay, I already read that one. How do you manifest on becoming rich? Work like you ain't rich, ma'am. Sir, sorry. Work like you're not rich. Ideas. Um, I would say ideas, and have confidence within yourself. And don't be afraid to uh, start your own types of business. Don't be afraid to become an entrepreneur, even if it's just a side hustle for now, and then grow it. So don't be afraid A lot of people are just afraid to do stuff. Start off small and grow. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What's my Halloween costume this year? I don't know yet. I always I always figured out closer to Halloween, so I have no idea yet. I might not dress up at all. This will be the first time in a long time, but I might not dress up at all. We'll see though. It's only because I'm not gonna go anywhere, so I don't really want to waste time and energy dressing up for nothing. I stopped decoding stuff on video lately, only because it's like, to me, it should be more obvious now to people. And also, decoding things have different levels of meaning. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if I were to decode something, I would have to decode it on so many different levels that it wouldn't even make sense to decode it anymore. So, if you're going to decode something, it should be only to help people understand something better that they're having a misunderstanding about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I see any people having a misunderstanding about anything lately. So there's no reason to decode anything in current events. Have you been all over? What? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. So you've been watching the videos? I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. All right. Should you hire a business if you want to waste more money? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So listen to me. If that's what you need, then that's what you should do. I'm not spending more money, because I don't want to have to depend on that. You know what I'm saying? I need to do it on my own, create my own formula. I think literally it's a Pisces thing. We don't like other people telling us what to do. So we create our own path and our own way of doing things. But if that's what you need, then that's what you need. Okay. I don't like hiring coaches. I don't like hiring help. I don't like employees. Okay. Because I would be a terrible boss. I wouldn't listen to anyone. And so therefore, I just got to do it by myself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I like coming up with new and different ways to do things, not just following some script that somebody else already organized and wrote. You know. So if you're the creative type, you probably won't, care to have a coach. But if you just need somebody to tell you what to do, then perhaps. hmm Any predictions for the future? Yes. You will inhale, then exhale several times for a long, 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 long time. I know you like that prediction, right? You will live. I will live. We're going to get really old together when YouTube becomes a thing of the ancient past. And y'all are still going to be subscribed. Yes. I'm going to be walking around in a Depends trying to get to the channel. I don't really make predictions anymore because I don't follow anything. I don't follow the news. I don't follow current events. I mean, the best thing I can tell you is, the future is people that are going to start thinking for themselves more. I think there's going to be a lot more entrepreneurs in the future, a lot more people that are going to work for themselves versus other people. It's getting to that time where people are less dependent on others and more dependent on their own minds, things like that. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. I also feel that more people are going to have Sadly, there's a sad side to this as well because you can't everything's not always gonna be positive. I also feel that there was an awakening or that there is an awakening, but a lot of people are being dumbed down or distracted by, social media, and so they're not getting all that they could be getting. Also, I feel like since people know that there's an awakening, they're gonna try a lot to keep people being followers and not thinking for themselves so that they can still have some form of control. So that's what I see. I don't see that's good or bad. I just know that there's always going to be some people that want to control others. And so they target certain types of people that are followers and make sure that they still have their hold. So that's all I see. Everything else is what we create. So, yes. This Anything that's shocking and has shock value creates revenue. So if y'all are asking me about certain like celebrities and what they're singing and what their lyrics are and things like that, you know, to trigger people or trigger religious people, controversy sells. So yes, controversy sells, and it's also a way to get attention. So I really wouldn't buy too much into it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And if you control your trolls, added bonus. Okay. Oh, God is wiry. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. Let me see. Read some of these. Well, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about what's gonna happen or whatever? Because I don't really predict anything. I create. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. Anyway, you said don't follow the crowd. Mm-hmm. You said people are somewhat waking up. Yeah, somewhat. Um, yeah, you think the world gonna become vegetarian? I feel like it just all depends. I think it all depends on where society wants to go or where society is being led. Um, I think eventually they'll have to at some point if technology continues to go in the direction that it's going, because the technology and meat eating are not going to be a good mix in the future. Okay. I mean, it may have a little bit to do with the animals and the cruelty and all that stuff, and also has a lot to do with frequency. So, and, you know, cellular um, frequency and cellular life. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, yeah. So they're trying to implement more, also ways to preserve water, less animals, less water. Um, of course, a lot more people are going to work from home versus having to drive because a lot of businesses are now, letting their employees work from their house, which is good. You don't have to create as much pollution and stuff like that. 2024, I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same, except, you get to create whatever you want in that, in your own life. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever you do. Like, if you don't base your life on what everyone else is doing, then you create whatever happens to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you are looking for the answers, look within. What do you want to see in 2024 in your life? I don't go by what people say. I don't go by statistics. I don't go by the news. I go by what I want and what I feel and what I, speak as far as, positive things that I want to happen. All right. So whatever you want to see in your life in 2024, then speak it, write it, create it. And make sure, you're conscious and aware of when you are creating. Okay. You don't watch the news or TV shows? Nope. If I do, it's for a second, and then I turn it off because I see how stupid it is. Okay. My thoughts on Doja Cat. I mean, people change. People like to experiment. They like to do different stuff. They like to do things for shock value. They like to do whatever they choose to do. They like to troll their trolls. I mean, if everyone, I feel like when people are constantly thinking that they have some type of authority, especially if they're only a fan, you have no authority to tell anyone, not even a celebrity, what they should be doing. And so a lot of people forget that their opinion doesn't matter, and they forget that people don't have to like you. They forget that they don't have to acknowledge you if they don't choose to. That would be nice if they did, and it's cool, but I think sometimes fans get a little bit out of place with suggestions and wanting someone to stay in a box. And so I feel like at least she reacted to it and showed people that she did not care. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. You, okay. You like coloring too, girl? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got a coloring book? Cool. Yes. Well, I'll read that later and I'll see what I can do. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. These fans are very entitled. I know, like if you read some of the comments on some people's stuff, it's like the audacity. Y'all aren't family members. Y'all aren't even friends. Y'all are just people that clicked or people that were on that social media platform at the time. And it, if people don't want to accept whatever you've written or said, they don't have to. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So if y'all are writing in caps, y'all gonna get timed out just because I asked on other videos not for y'all not to do that because it's distracting. Thanks. Okay. So yeah, I mean, people think that just because you're a fan that someone owes you something. They owe you however they feel, and they owe you whatever they want to tell you. If it's nothing, if they curse you out, if they put you back in your place, if they remind you your opinion don't matter, that's all you're getting. So I like to tell people, like, you may feel like you know a person because you watch them and you maybe watch them grow to a certain extent, but you really don't know them. You just feel like you do. Just like a lot of people think that since I have all these videos, they may know me, but they really don't know me on that level, or I don't know them on that level because I'm not sitting there, getting to know them through hundreds of videos. So it's only one-sided. So it's very one-sided, which is, you can't really know everybody. So it's very one-sided, and that's why a lot of people feel that way. And they don't take, criticism or suggestions from people that they don't really know. Okay. Mhm. And when I get some of those types of people, I just tell them to go make a video about it. Go make a video. Nobody cared. Okay. So sprinkle, sprinkle. The audacity is insane. Yeah. You said it's like a form of psychosis when fans think you know them and entitled, and it's scary. Yeah. Prediction: people are going to stop pressing conformity and yeah. Um, hopefully. Have you been any crazy in fan encounters? No, no crazy people, thankfully. No. None of the people are crazy that I encounter, so no. Any spiritual tips on mastering emotions? Feel how you want to feel. You know, just don't let it interfere with what you're doing. So I would say if you need to feel something, take some time to feel it and then get back to what you were doing. So if you need, like I would say, if you continue to be emotional all the time, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. So take some time to feel emotional. If you can't feel emotions, watch a movie that trigger emotions. Da 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 da. Um, but if it's not really affecting you or getting in your way, then you've already mastered it. Okay. People have so many expectations for other people and so easily offended by everything if all just would focus on themselves. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Um, a lot of people are too concerned with what other people are doing. And I always talk about this. If you're overly concerned with what someone is choosing to say or speak on their own platform, you're not doing enough in your life. Okay? I'm just gonna leave it right there. Yeah, you got to stop taking everything personally. So true. People have, yeah. You said all you got to do is focus on whatever you want to focus on. You know, if you're coloring a coloring book, focus on that. If you're reading a book, focus on that. If you're watching a movie, focus on that. Um, I find that retail therapy is very therapeutic if you if you have an issue with focusing. So sprinkle, sprinkle. I've learned that people that take things personally a lot, either they experienced something like always feeling like people are saying, negative things um, concerning them, or when they feel like they don't accept themselves. Oh, yeah, that's my ringtone. When people don't feel like they are accepting themselves, they usually feel like others don't accept them as well. So they may be hypersensitive of what people think of them. So that's why you always need to accept yourself first and not care what other people think. Because if you do, it's going to amplify if you are around lots of people, or if you are feeling insecure, or if you're not, you know, confident within yourself. So um that should literally be worked on by either not being around a bunch of people or not caring what they think because you accept yourself. Mhm. Love retail therapy. You bought outdoor decor when you. Oh yeah, yeah. I like to buy stuff that I can use, like candles, books that I can read, coloring books. Stuff that I can use up. That's what I've been trying to do lately. If I buy clothes, I like lately. I've been trying to buy uh, more quality clothes so that I can keep them, more classic style so that I can keep them for a long, long time. And yeah, so I like to try to see if I can buy things that I can use up or that are investment pieces. All right. And I think that's also a way of, looking at the spiritual side of life. If you can't use something, you don't really need it. If you can't enjoy something, you shouldn't really get it. If you are, if you're just shopping to do retail therapy, shop for things you're going to use and things that you're going to thoroughly enjoy versus just something because it's on sale or versus just something because it's cute. Try not to do that unless you're going to gift it to someone else for the holiday season. I don't know. Okay. You said this generation is too sensitive and addicted to TikTok. That's why they aren't a lot of authentic people. People don't read books anymore, get all of their information on apps. Well, if you ever wanted to create something in a massive way, all you have to do is put it on TikTok. If you ever want to get a bunch of people to believe the same exact thing with no questions, put it on TikTok. If you want to see a bunch of people doing something stupid, put a challenge on TikTok. So, I feel like a lot of them people are programmed to be sensitive because because of cancel culture. So there are people that literally sit there and scroll through TikTok looking for things that people do that are offensive so that they can attack them in the comments and try to create cancel culture. So, people have like there are literally people that sit in the house all day and scroll. They don't go outside, they don't move around, they won't go check the mail, they won't do anything but sit there and scroll. And so it becomes an addiction, physical and mental. And then it also becomes, almost like a form of like, unless your parents teach you better, which I do, it becomes a form of hypnosis and a form of false empowerment. So people don't have real power. Their only power is the comment section or to create a video or cancel culture. And in the real world, it doesn't pan out. Like when they try to go get a job or when they try to go and do some other stuff or communicate with other people, it just doesn't translate. So hopefully people will, stop depending on apps and stuff like that for their entertainment and information. Mhm. Yeah, so I also recommend, you know, if you have an apartment or a house or whatever, to decorate it according to whatever you feel like decorating it. Some people decorate it seasonally. Some people decorate it according to what they want to experience. If you have a large house with several rooms, you can decorate each room however you want, a little bit different. But it's important that your environment is somewhere that you'd like to be because if you are in an environment that you're uncomfortable with and you don't like, you're not going to ever be comfortable. You're not going to ever feel relaxed enough. at home. So that's why I always tell people, you know, my book, Leveling Up to Your Best Life, it's in the description bar. It teaches you how to like your environment, how to create the environment that you would like to, enjoy. So that's a really good book for the autumn. If y'all want to pick that up, it is in the description link. And my copy is like way back there, so I can't show it to you. But those of you who have purchased it, thank you so much. It definitely helps you live the type of lifestyle that you want to live and how to treat yourself and teach others how to treat you by how you're treating yourself. And that's a lot of um, that's a lot of what people don't get enough of. They don't know how to treat themselves, and so they don't know how others should treat them, or they don't have any, standards for others to go by. um, Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, so you have a lot of sensitive people at this time, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people are turned up, as what I call it, because of the high frequency, the all the electricity and all the gadgets and all all this kind of stuff. Their sensitivity is amped up, frequency. And so in order to calm themselves down, they have to kind of detach and go do something else. A lot of people go out into nature. A lot of people, turn off their devices, and a lot of people read. A lot of people do a lot of things, but since the electricity is getting too amped up, a lot of other people are getting amped up and more sensitive, and they don't realize that that's what it is. So, if you're finding yourself being extra sensitive, you know, go cool off, go read a book, go shut up, go take a nap, go do something. Okay. I said go shut up. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Any rituals? I don't really do rituals. I think a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to do rituals. You don't have to celebrate certain holidays. You don't have to do a lot of things to practice spirituality or to practice witchcraft or to practice alchemy. You don't need to do any of those things unless that's what you choose to do. You know, sometimes your ritual could be anything you make up, anything you create. So just like society, a lot of people don't follow society's rules or society. Some people make up their own way of doing things. So whenever you're going to ask me what type of rituals and stuff I do, I may have tried certain things in the past. If it didn't do anything for me, then I create different ways to do things or to acknowledge things. I mean, like if I were really into doing all those sorts of things, I would definitely have some type of ritual that I did. But since I'm really not, you know, I'm just going to read a book, light a nice candle, and relax, listen to some music, and read my book. So sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm the type of person that likes to create their own way. So I don't believe in anything that's fixed. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in anything that's fixed or saying certain things. So if I don't create it, I don't believe in it. It's just a reference or what other people may believe in, but it's not something that I literally live by. Okay. I don't live by those things like some people. Some people live by those rules and I don't because I don't like rules. Okay. I see what people are doing. I read and I see a lot of different things and then I create what I want with it. You know, it's kind of like you have a lot of tools and a lot of information, and people give you a task to create. Instead of creating what people tell you to or what you should do, you create whatever you want with the tools and the knowledge that you have acquired. You don't follow, you create whatever you want. That's how new things get started. Okay. Mhm. Or different ways of thinking. Okay. Yeah, I don't follow that kind of stuff. If I might try it, everyone, I might try it. I might have tried it in the past. I might try it again in the future. I don't follow it like, you know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, you can create a symbol. That's cool, right? You can learn symbols and you can also create symbols. So, and the interpretation of each symbol is different depending on your culture, depending on your level of knowledge. Da, 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 da. There's layers to a lot of stuff. What social platform would I recommend for spiritual business? I don't know what type of spiritual business that you're trying to get into. So that's it just depends. Like a lot of people use whatever they have the most followers on. If you don't have any followers, I suggest any type of social media that has a way for you to advertise easy. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. You said what that's what the world needs more of and less pressure against being creative. Yeah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thoughts on using the traits, whatever you need to use in your process, in your personal process, use it. Like there are no thoughts on it. Because if I start giving you thoughts, then I'm starting to give you what? Something to follow. I'm starting to give you instruction. I'm starting to take away from your thinking and your creativity. So it's whatever you want to do. That's what I do, whatever I want. So there's no right or wrong. It's just if that's what you want to use, that's what you use. If I want to use something, I'm gonna use it. Like if I think something, oh yes, this works. This is nice here. Yes. It doesn't matter what I think because I do what I want the same way. So you said a reading. Read yourself. And a lot of people don't realize that readings are suggestions and not set in stone or fact. Simply suggestions or possibilities most of the time, or ways to create, you know, ways to get your mind thinking. So, for example, if you're only doing readings to confirm what you already know or what you've already planned and it's checking out, great. But I would only get a reading after I've already created the plans for something because that means I'm in control. Hmm. So only as confirmation, not as seeking. Never use readings to seek, only to confirm. That means I've already made the plans, created, whatever I need to create, and now I'm using this reading to see if this is, lining up. If it's not, then I'll change something because you need to be the one in the control. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said you rate yourself every morning as part of your daily ritual. Well, if that's what you're doing at this time, that's cool because there are times that I've done that. And then there's times that I've written down what my plans are. And I didn't need a rating because I was the one that had the free will and the ability to make stuff happen. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So there's a time when you can do both, one or the other. But if you want to, make sure if it's something that you're unsure of, like another person or how they're going to act or how a situation is going to go, then definitely you can use the power of suggestion to help you. Creative ways to save money. Mm, what do you mean creative ways to save money? How do you get money? You mean creative ways to create money? Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, creative ways to make money, however you can think of, whatever people have, you know, a demand for, that's how you make your money. As long as you like doing it, you know. Use the seasons. Like, what do people really like or enjoy this time of year? You could start a business creating something like that, or service or a business creating something that has to do with this time of year. A lot of people start spending money around the holidays and around this season. So, seasonal business, a lot of people start their business off with seasonal items because they know it's going to sell. And then they start getting more or services. And then they start getting more, year round type stuff. So, the best time to ever start any type of business is during, seasonal times like holidays or when seasons change because that demand for stuff is higher because everybody's trying to, transition from this season to that season. So they're going to be shopping or getting certain types of services. So that's what you need to focus on. Okay. You said hot chocolate sales. Yep. A lot of people on Etsy are creating and making a bunch of stuff and getting paid because seasons. They're right. Mhm. See, if you are a spiritual person and you like to make those witchy type products, now is the best time to start, advertising them and making them on whatever platform you're going to use to advertise. Okay. Any tips if you're living in a short area? Girl, I'm not even focused on nothing if I'm gonna be gone in a few. I'm focusing on where I'm going next. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? So I really wouldn't focus on anything except for bettering yourself if you're not going to be there long term anyway. Just focus on yourself and better yourself and make sure wherever you're going next is somewhere you want to go that you can stay a little bit longer. Okay. Why don't I feel as spiritual lately? Only because a lot of times spiritual is for people that are seekers. Okay. And if you've already found what you're looking for, then it's just it doesn't really have much allure. So then you become creators. Okay. So if you're, a lot of people use their not their spiritual knowledge to create and do things that way. If I have a way to create using that knowledge that I gained or write a book or something like that, then that's probably what I'm going to do. But I really don't have much else to, what do you call it? Seek because I've already found whatever I was looking for. So a lot of people seek knowledge and seek mystery. And what I've learned is that it all leads to the same thing. Know thyself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I want. I know how I think. I know how people respond to me and all this kind of stuff. So I feel like a lot of people continue to seek answers, and it all is going to literally mean the same thing. Like every movie that you watch, that you try to decode, it's all going to have a very similar or the very same message. So the movies and the entertainment and the spirituality of things are for seekers. Like in Harry Potter, they have the Quidditch game, and they have the players called the Seekers, and they got to find this. So if you've already found what you're looking for, no need to seek anymore. Okay. You just enjoy the knowledge and the wisdom that you have acquired, and, you know, allow yourself to create. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mhm. Oh, the best thing that I've learned, though, is that when you find something that you really like to do and you're passionate about it, then that's when you're going to be, most financially, you're going to attract most of your financial uh, gain. So if you're going to seek anything, seek what you enjoy doing and seek also what you can create and profit from. Okay. Yeah, you get to the point where you're living it instead of practicing. True. So yeah, instead of practicing and doing rituals and things like that, life unfolds to where everything that you want is going to happen, and you're the creator of it, and you are well aware, and you know you just continue to create. Now if you like the craft and the hands-on and the celebration and the nostalgia of lighting a candle or practicing or doing a spell or meditating or chanting or doing all these types of things for fun, just like, for just the nostalgia of it, that's different. So that's what I say. A lot of people will continue to practice certain things from nostalgia, not because they think that they're, seeking something. Almost like it becomes a tradition versus a practice, if that's what you choose to do. Hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, if you don't want to fall into terrible old habits, don't talk about them. Okay? Don't focus on it. And to fall in terrible old habits means that you never broke them in the first place. Okay? Or maybe they're not habits at all. Maybe they're just things that you do when you feel like doing them. Okay? So I don't like I never like putting labels on things, because then you have to put a label on what happened and why you're there. So if you're putting a label on something that you consider a bad habit, and you're saying, I don't want to fall into bad habits. Well, why don't you do whatever you feel like doing at the time? Why does it have to be good or bad? You know what I'm saying? So I like to look at things like that. So for example, bad habits to one person may not be a bad habit to another person, unless it's a bad habit to everyone because it's bad. like like something illegal or something. Yeah. So mhm. Mhm. You said people that are in a rush every day are considered unaware because you're missing a lot of things. Do you think that celebrities are psychic vampires? No. Can you give a recap of what you talked about? In the beginning of the video, yeah, I just talked about some stuff and did a little mini haul. So y'all can, you can see it when you hit the replay. So thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I appreciate the donations. I don't think anyone is a psychic vampire unless that's what they claim to be. You can be anyone can be a psychic vampire. You don't have to be a celebrity to do it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So if I were a celebrity, you don't need to be a psychic vampire if you're a celebrity. You're gonna get that attention, period. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say a psychic vampire. How do you deal with it? You just become one yourself. Death how. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens when you are in the presence of a psychic vampire. You also become a psychic vampire, and then y'all can't do anything. You neutralize each other. What y'all gonna do? Talk about all the stuff that's draining to each other? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, I don't let nobody bother me. People say they don't care what others think, but their actions show otherwise. Have you always been this way? Thank you for the donation. People can't bother someone that's unbothered. You know what I'm saying? And when I say unbothered, I mean real people in real life. I don't hang around enough people in real life to even be bothered. Now, comments and things like that online, I don't know anyone personally, so I can't be bothered by someone I don't even know. That's how I don't really surround myself with a lot of people. And the people that I do deal with, they don't bother me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Any tips on practicing your spiritual and manifestation practices while living in a forcefully Catholic? Girl, I don't even know where to start, ma'am. I don't even know where to start. That sounds so confused. I don't even know what to tell you. Start with y'all's own history. I would say that. Start with some history lessons. And that's all I can tell you. Okay, because that don't even make no sense. Okay. Okay. So I would start with my ancestral history to see what's what. And then I would go from there because I think a lot of times people have been given something that's not for them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You removed. Huh? Can you elaborate on how to remove time and get rid of it? Don't acknowledge it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You have to get to the life to where you don't need to really acknowledge it. And the least or the less you acknowledge it, the less it exists. Okay, so it's a lifestyle. So, for example, if you can't live a life without acknowledging time, try to find ways to acknowledge it less and less. Okay. So therefore, don't set too many alarms. Don't continuously look. Don't wear a watch. Don't continuously look at the time when you don't need to be anywhere. Um, and things like that. Don't continuously ask people what time it is, and try to leave space to do whatever you want when you choose to, and less of a schedule and more of a list versus a schedule. Okay. And also, that's how you said avoid jumping into other realms. I feel like if you're trying not to jump into other realms, then spend less time with large amounts of people. Okay. Because that is what also can help take you into different, timelines, is when you're dealing with a bunch of people. So the less people you deal with, the less time you need to deal with, and the less timelines and realms you deal with. Now, if you are in a group of people that are going in the same direction, have the same goal, or working on a project, this is why when people have a large project, they isolate them, or they when they offer you a job or like a consulting position and it's a large project, they isolate you, or they only have you talking to certain people on that project for, I don't know, however many months. So it's just allowing yourself to not get pulled in several directions by people that you are unnecessary, and also by schedules that are unnecessary. Okay. I I like, what? Only time I need to know is what time I need to get up so I can take them kids to school, what time I need to pick them up. That's it. 2 times a day, do I need to see the clock? So, or if you have to make an appointment for something, that's all. If you work, you're more likely going to be on a schedule. If you work for other people, or if you work for yourself, then you can create your own schedule. Also, like when you're having fun and when you're doing something that you really enjoy, time goes by really fast. When you're, not enjoying something, time goes by slow. So if you are dealing with time and energy and stuff like that, just fill your day with something that you really enjoy doing. And if you take the time to sit and enjoy consciously whatever you're doing, you can make that time last longer. Fun is fast. Enjoying something, is enduring and lasting. Being miserable and suffering with something slows it down. So, hold on a second. Okay. My baby's in there making some chocolate. Cute. Hold on. Okay. Um, and save time. Like if there are errands you don't need to run, um, order in. Have stuff delivered. Save your time by not ripping and running everywhere if you can afford to. So but it's considered a realm in the physical. I thought it was during dreams. Um, a realm is a place of existence. So you can use it in so many different ways, that word. So a realm could be like when you leave your house, you've left the realm of your home. When you leave your bedroom, you've left the realm of your bedroom. It's a whole different Think of it like a video game. And when you're in one room, you see everything. And then you press a button to click on the door, and then now you're in a whole different environment. It's like that. So if you consider your house one realm or your room one realm, then every time you leave out of that space, you're in a different realm. Get it? So, yeah, it's like a dimension or a state of mind. Exactly. Like when you leave out of your bedroom, your thinking automatically starts changing because now you're not in a private, comfortable, environment that's solely for you. Now you're going into a space with other people. So a lot of things start changing and your frequency changes. So it changes the realm, the dimension. It's mostly scientific or energetic, but it's also mental. So and then like the dream realm, as you call it, that's another realm, a realm of consciousness. Yeah. What entity is connected to money? Well, say in God we trust on the money, so whatever God that is. That's on American money. But I don't see it on no credit cards. Sprinkle, sprinkle. No, on the credit card, you get the little hologram and the little chip. So I don't know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There's different types of money now. There's digital money, paper money, coins, checks, credit cards. Can you steal people energy when they touch you? Um, it just depends on your frequency, you know. It's like, like a magnet, your electromagnetic frequency. It just depends on what that is. Are you attracting or repelling? What should you do if you struggle in uni, girl? Get your money and start a business because with all the money y'all be spending on college, y'all could have been had a successful business by now. Unless y'all are trying to go to school for something that you actually need a degree in order to deal with people. So I guess it all depends on what you're going to school for. I'm not getting ready to struggle to, you know, not graduate with more than I went in. It doesn't make sense to me. Unless you have the potential to earn more and don't acquire any debt, then perhaps get some help. Sparkle, sparkle. Okay. You said you're in your final year, but it's so hard. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like nobody, nobody I know. Well, I think a couple of people are. I don't know what to tell you. Like, good luck. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Girl, buy, pay somebody to do your work. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I tell my kids. They're like, I don't understand this, and I have a lot of homework. I say, well, if you don't want to do it, pay somebody else to do it. The reason why I tell them that is because I think that's a good lesson to learn. Because in the real world, not in school, but in the real world, if you don't want to do something, what you gonna do? Pay somebody else to do it, right? Life lessons. Um, okay, here, some money. Do this work, and then I'm gonna turn it in. You said 3 classes cost you 5K even with financial aid. And what are you going to school for? Because is it worth it? You wish you just gave us. You can print a degree online, man. It's for free. They sell degrees online, probably, or you can buy one from somebody who don't use it anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there are people that want their kids to be educated, to go to school, get the experience, and all that. If you want to do that for the experience, for the education to meet other people, or I don't know, some people go to college for different reasons. If you're going there to make money and you spending that much money to make money, you could have invested that or bought a franchise or something with all the money that people are going to spend over the course of paying college tuition, years and years. Okay. So, for example, if you have 2 or 3 kids and you're getting ready to put them through college, you take all that money, all that tuition money, buy a franchise, and they could be millionaires within the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Then they can go do whatever they want. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what I would do. Like, oh, y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all rich. Go have fun. Go travel. Go study whatever you want now. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, but I don't talk about other YouTubers or people on my channel. So, but I do appreciate the super chat. Okay. You have 2 degrees and make more money using your financial security license and life insurance license, which gives you mid 6 figures after taxes. Okay. Learning with this from something only with a GED. Okay. Oh, you learned that from someone with only a GED. I think the less educated, no, it depends on what your field is. The less educated you are, the less structure you have, the less rules you have to follow. The more educated you are, the more, you're trained, the more you can't see outside of the box. Now, if you took, if you are educated in art and, creative type things, that's a little bit different. But you're being more trained and you're unable to see other solutions that may not have been invented before or may not have been taught at your school. So I think experience combined with a little bit of education is good. But I don't feel like a lot of education is going to help you get to where you want unless you're going for something very specific. Okay. What's a GED? A good enough diploma from high school? All right. Like, before there was education, before there was any of that, people still found a way to get paid and make money and create a career or a business. Now you have a list of things to choose from, what you want to major in, what you want to do as a career. You didn't even get to create it. You just have to pick from a list. So I'd rather create what I do. Even though I have gone to school and gotten degrees myself, I don't use any of those degrees at all. I literally just created what I do. Because Like, it's not fulfilling to do what someone gave you a list here. Here's a list of things to do. Pick one. Make sure you like it enough, and then go to work every day, 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. And hopefully, you'll be happy with that. No. So you said it was crazy. His family will make fun of you for going down a certain path, but the minute you actually make money, they can't help but respect you. Yeah, I don't really care what other people think. It's your life. Live your life. Don't worry about what they think about you living your life. That's what I always tell people. They ain't got to live it for you. You're the one that has to live it every day. You're the one that's got to wake up every day. You're the one that's got to do what you got to do every day. So who cares what they think? Unless they're willing to pay all your bills and let you live in the, luxury and comfort of not having to work, then who cares? So, and that's a part of being free mentally. You're mentally free. You don't care and you do what you want. All right. It's hard to get there if you have been trained, or it's hard to get there if you have grown up in a family or a culture that enforces that. But you have to break that. You have to tell them no, and I'm not doing it. Period. That's what you got to tell them. When you have controlling parents, you have to tell them something. This is my life. I don't live for you. Those are the words that need to come out your mouth when you have controlling parents. And at that moment, they know if they don't start listening to you, or they don't allow you your freedom, that you're eventually going to leave and not look back. So they have the choice to make right then and there when you tell them exactly how you feel. I don't live for you. I don't live to please you. This is my life. It is a different time and a different era, and I have a different brain and a whole totally different everything. I am not you. You are not me. Do we understand each other? Okay, then. So if you want to continue, you got to talk to them like you older than them. All right. That's when they shut up. You literally have to talk to your parents as if you are older than them. And that's when they will respect you more. Okay. And actually listen to you. You got to be calm, put together, and say what you say. Sorry, I am not going to be able to do that. I'm going to be thinking for myself. I'm not following in your footsteps. And if you are going to be that controlling, remember that this is my life and it's not yours. And that's it. And I don't live to please you. And I hope you realize that. That's all I'm going to tell them. And once that's said, they really can't do anything else. Unless they're funding you and you depend on their money. If they're funding you and you depend on their money, then you need to find someone else to fund you, ma'am. That's my other channel. Oh, they can't tell you nothing when you're not being funded by them. Mm-hmm. You keep comparing yourself to better people. Why are they better though? Better at what? Not compare themselves to people? What are they better at? Not comparing themselves to everybody? All right, then. So that's what you need to say. Oh, better people don't grow, don't go. Who's better? You know what? People that make better decisions, people that were born in better conditions, people, who's better? Better how? you know? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You've created a journal. Um, y'all, I'm so sprinkle, sprinkle. I really appreciate you guys, but I am not accepting anything at this time, even in the PO box. But I definitely appreciate that you want to send it to me. You said it's sold on Amazon. You could definitely tell people where to find it. I don't mind that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But I do appreciate um, the gesture. Okay. So y'all, it's on Amazon. If you want to put the name of where they can find it, that's cool. Okay. Or the name of it. Ever dealt with imposter syndrome in the workplace? I don't have a workplace. You mean right here? Um, if I create my own workspace, then there's no one else to impersonate except for me. I'm the only one here. Okay. So I don't know. Like, if you work around a lot of people and you start impersonating them at work, maybe it's time to work for yourself, man. Okay. How do you find your life's purpose? You don't. You stop seeking it. You create whatever you want to do. You create your purpose, whatever, and it doesn't have to stay the same. It could change, however often you need to change it. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now there are natural, talents that people have, and maybe you can incorporate some of those in your purpose. But there is no, specific purpose. You create that. Do I believe in numerology? If I believe in numerology when other people are using it to say something in code, it's more of a decipher, method, but I really don't live by it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if you see someone that's trying to say something without saying it, and you know that the way to decode whatever they're trying to do or say or write is, you know, numerical, then you can decode it that way. I think those are just tools to decode versus, you know, living by a certain, you know, uh, number. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, so only using it to decode. Like, for example, like if you were a detective and somebody was sending some type of messages in code and you had to use the numerology system to decode it, that's what you would use it for, but you wouldn't literally believe in it unless you choose to at that specific time so that you can think like whoever you're, you know, investigating. But you don't live your life that way. Okay. Can someone else manifest you? If you manifesting them at the same time, maybe y'all manifesting each other. So it has to be mutual feelings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So if you're searching for something and they're searching for something and y'all find each other, that's what happened. You have won the lottery tickets with numerologies as real as you think it is. Yeah. People won the lottery ticket. People won lottery with no numerology. People people won the lottery by rolling dice. So either way, it doesn't matter. You know, it's what you believe personally that works for you. So if you believe in it and it got you the lottery, then that works for you. If somebody rolled dice and win a lottery, that works for them. If somebody just pulled numbers out their head, that works for them. If somebody go to church and get the Psalms and Scripture numbers and then go play them like they did like in some movies or whatever that I saw, that works for them. Either way, all you're doing is getting numbers and putting down. Okay, if it works for you, great. If it, you know, everyone is different. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do I like Doja Cat's new album? Of course. Talent, skills. Okay. I mean, if you have talent and skills, it's going to be good anyway. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I mean, reach a certain level of spirituality, you don't need the cards and moon cycles and numerology, angel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you don't need that. That's like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but you don't really need that after a long time, unless you like those tools and like working with them or the system. Mm-hmm. You, what? You said, spiritually speaking, how to enter void. I don't know. um, get my book, y'all, in the description bar. How to manifest with dark energy, magic and dark energy. There you go. Get that book. Read it. That's how. What are your thoughts, suggestions on the emergency test going on October 4th frequency shift? Um, what are people's thoughts on that, y'all? Someone told me about that and I laughed. I'm like, oh my goodness. Turn off your phones. That's what I would say. Turn off your phones that day, and if possible, be around the least amount of people that you can. Like you stay home with your family, stay home at home. Um, because if you have a large frequency going off at the same time over all these cell phones, um, at the same time, that's going to create a frequency. Okay. And I'd rather not be in the vicinity where a bunch of cell phones are going all off at the same time, creating a certain frequency, because, I didn't agree to that. Someone said October 4th. So I turned off all them Amber alerts. I turned off all that crap on the phone. Mm-mm. Y'all ain't gonna send me no alerts. The whole phone is going off on that day. Why? Because I don't need people sending me stuff that I didn't ask for. That's why. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, I don't think the dollar lost its value. I just think that more items became available. Like, if you think about this. Whatever you want, you can have it within days. Days. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the dollar is losing value. I think that we are gaining more items and more ways to live and get everything we want. Can you elaborate on the connection between? I don't know, ma'am. I don't believe in any of them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They're all just code for something else. Okay. They're simply levels of consciousness and codes. So there's a type of person, okay? A type, an archetype. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're looking for someone to worship or to follow, you're still seeking. So if you are still seeking, it doesn't really matter because you're still following someone. But whichever one you like best, that's the one you follow, man. See where you end up. You said they're just energies. Exactly. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like they're like characters. Characters in a movie. So the archetype, the characters, okay? Honestly, become your own archetype. You don't have to care about what other archetypes are. It's like, I'm an archetype too. I do what I want to. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How would you raise a son if you had one? I wouldn't. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I never had a son, so I don't have a male child. But if I, if I were to raise the sun as a deity in the sky, I'd get me a big old light that looked like a sun. And I'd project it like with a giant light projection. Or it'd be a hologram. Whichever one of these here. Sprinkle, sprinkle, like they do in the movies. That they build a set and stuff. And then they have like this fake light that looks like the sun and all that kind of stuff. That's what I do. But I don't have any male children, so I don't know. If it wasn't meant for me to have a male child, then it wasn't meant for me to raise a male child. Okay. All right. Sorry. How do I push emotions down and think full logical whilst in survivalist mode? I'm not in survivalist mode. So it's easier to think more logical because you have the time and the energy and the free will. So if you are in survival mode, you need to focus on that and getting out of it before you can think more logically. Or you need to find someone, like that's for my other channel, to sponsor you so you are no longer in survival mode. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Back in the old days when scientists, philosophers, writers, when they wanted to just focus on their work and not be overwhelmed by surviving and getting funds, they would go find someone to sponsor or fund them in their, projects or work so that they wouldn't have to worry about survival. So that is what I teach on my other channel. Get you a sugar daddy or somebody to help pay them bills so that you can focus on other things. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And that's how. Hmm. Did I fail before I could fully become this version of yourself? I never look at anything as failure because failure is only if you quit. If you keep trying, you ain't never failed. So if you just quit something, that's failure. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. The version of who I am today is who I will each day that I create, whatever I'm creating, each time I make a decision or a choice, that's what creates it. the person that I am. And I don't fail unless I quit. So you never quit, you never fail. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How how did you deal with the law of rhythm when you was building your okay, I already answered that question. Yeah, never quit and just keep going. Think, use common sense. Okay. Said what type of witches are the Kardashians? I don't know, ask them. Why would you think I would know? What kind are they? Um, Women in general, they don't have to be on Kardashian. Women, if they if if men like them and want to be with them, and if they how should I put it? They get married. When you marry someone, that's a form of witchcraft as well. It's a form of a bond. Okay. And if you are conscious and aware of such types of bonds and you are well versed in legalese, then that marriage contract becomes more powerful. Spiritual knowledge. Okay. So, for example, if you get married and you don't know what any of that stuff means on the marriage, contract or whatever, you just sign it, right? If you know the law for marriage, divorce, and all of that in between, if you are very well versed in legalese, your knowledge and whatever you have created, like that marriage, that contract, is more powerful and you have more power in that marriage because you have more knowledge of what marriage is. You see what I'm saying? So your frequency vibrates a lot higher when it comes to what you know about marriage and all the ins and outs and all the laws pertaining to divorce, marriage, custody, spouse. That's because Kim got that law, went to school for law, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how you get it. The more you know, the more you can create, and the more you can do what you need to do. Hmm. Back in the old days, people thought women were witches who were smart and knew how to create herbal, concoctions to uh, heal or to reduce fever or to reduce swelling or to make you go to the bathroom when you couldn't. So the more someone knew gave them power over you, even if it was just knowing it, you know? Hmm. So if you think about this, they're all business women. They're all smart. Their daddy was a lawyer. Their stepdaddy was an Olympian. Their mom was their manager. momager. So combine all of that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. And there you have it. You said people think they dumb. Well, that's why you play dumb. You play dumb, but you like if you're playing dumb and you're very smart, that's a strategy. You said mama was selling them witchy candles back in the late 80s. Of course. You said they've been dealing with contracts for decades. Of course. So, I mean, when you sign a contract with someone who's been dealing with contracts, knows how to word contracts, got a father as one of the top lawyers, and probably have the money to hire certain types of lawyers, make them contracts out. When somebody signs something, it means it's more than that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So that's how. Okay, we got them contracts. All right. You said, shouldn't we just make our own contracts? Um, don't if you really think about it, back in the old days, that's what a spell is, right? Ain't that what a spell is? It's just a more advanced form of a spell. So y'all are so silly. Okay. So like when y'all are writing out spells, y'all are writing out some type of contract, petition, or whatever. Uh, it's just more advanced when they do it with a legal contract. You said contract with the cosmos. So, how can you make your girlfriend more acceptable to being spoiled? She's very independent girl and works two jobs. I get paid very well, but she accepts birthday and mad gift and ex mad gifts. Xmas gifts? Okay, okay. Honestly, maybe she don't like what you're giving her. Maybe you don't really know her that well. Because if she doesn't like certain types of gifts that you're giving, maybe you should ask her what she wants. It's just buying somebody random gifts that they don't want. That's just going to pile up in the corner. It's not good. So you need to ask her what she wants. And I'm sure she'll tell you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Anyway, and also be careful what you believe in the media because sometimes that's also a spell. So if you are heavily into celebrity gossip and all that kind of stuff, also know that those are also spells on you, okay? Or for you, because a lot of times people are perf- performing arts, okay? They're in the performing arts. So don't invest all your energy and thinking and trying to figure stuff out. Sometimes it's performing arts to create your own, you know, um, way of thinking or a specific way of thinking. So, for example, if they want a bunch of people to pay attention to this celebrity gossip or issue or whatever, there's going to be something that you are, absorbing from that. There's going to be some type of, you know, programming from that. So when you look at people's situation, sometimes it's just the situation that you are supposed to look at in order to think a certain way or to vibrate on a certain frequency. So unless you are able to see through all of that, I really wouldn't care too much. If it's not affecting your paycheck or how you get your money, then who cares? If you can see something in someone and you know exactly what they're doing, and you say, okay, well, that's not something to waste time on because it's not for me, then it's for whoever pays attention to it. It's for whoever pays attention to it. Okay. A lot of people will tell you that, especially the ones that know, they will say, it's only for those who see it. It's only for those who pay attention to it. And that's all it's for. Okay. So if you don't turn on your TV, or if you're not, following any of those people on social media, then you will never know what's happening. And nothing will literally change in your world unless you create that change. Mhm. In your experience, what does the Bible mean when it says women to be head covering when worshiping? Um, I don't go by the Bible. So to me, it means it's a male dominated type of patriarchal religion that people should have free will to follow or not. Okay. That's what it means to me. They say have your head covered, right? So can you put a wig on? Is that a head covering? Is a wig a head covering? Is an umbrella a head covering? I mean, what's a head covering? Okay. So how can you interpret that? Is it literal? Do you have to have a cloth over your head? Could it be an umbrella? Could it just be a hat? Could it be a wig? It's like when you try to interpret stuff, you can't really interpret it because of all those variables. So if it don't make sense, if it's not fact and it doesn't make any type of sense, then I'm not accepting it unless I need to accept it in order to create some type of manipulation technique to get what I want. So people use the Bible to manipulate, to control, and that's the only reason that it is used for. But if you ain't using it for that, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. So I was like, why the men don't have to cover their heads? They do now with all them fake man weaves and hats and do rags and whatnot. Okay. Anyway, I'm about to go. Uh, I just want to go live on this channel for a few minutes and then I'm, going back to my other. I will see y'all soon. I might go live on the other channel for a second, for a little while. So if y'all are subscribed over there, I'll probably see y'all over there. Maybe if I can find something to discuss. Y'all got any ideas? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said faded lace fronts. Y'all are silly. You said men remove hats for the pledge. Mm-hmm. Have I read that huge book on world history? I've read like 1/4 of it, but after a while, after I started reading it for a while, it seems like the author is like just revealing things in code, and he can't really say what he really wants to say. But those who know. So I kind of feel like if you don't know like what he's trying to say, it's no point of reading it. So yeah, I'll probably continue reading it and when I feel like it. But sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go to the other channel. Discernment, making better decisions, and accountability. Okay. Accountability. First of all, when you make your own decisions, that is your accountability, especially if you don't make excuses for yourself. So I thought grown people did that. How to come back because you have the best. Oh, how to tell people what they need to hear real quick. It takes practice and not caring what people think and not being afraid to offend others. So once you start allowing yourself to do that in everyday life, it's easier to think of things to say quickly because you don't have to worry about if you're going to offend someone. You don't have to worry about what they think of you because whatever you feel like saying and you want to say and they need to hear, that's exactly what's going to come out of your mouth. So every day work on saying exactly what you want to say to people without holding back and without fearing that you're going to offend them, and without caring what they think. Start that way, and then soon after that, it's fast. Especially if they say something to you that you don't, agree with, or that you need to say something back. It comes faster when you don't care and when you've practiced not caring and being unbothered. How to stop using people as a means to an end. Get your own money and save it, and hopefully no one uses you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There you go. How to apologetically unbothered while having, yeah. But you know what? If the government is going to use you to pay taxes, if the school system is going to use you for attendance, if your job is going to use you and pay you less than what you're worth, you might as well do what you got to do, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you forever let go of guilt from a mistake you've made? I remove it from your mind completely. Think about the person who's never made a mistake in their entire life. And then think about if they forgave themselves for it or not. Not ever making a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So everyone makes mistakes. So what makes you any different? What makes you so special? Okay. What makes you so special? A whole group of people make mistakes. They didn't look at it as a mistake at the time that they were doing it, though. Do they feel guilt? Sometimes they do, because sometimes they don't even talk about it or reference things in certain words because of the guilt or the shame, I should say. So How do you forgive yourself for making a big mistake? Don't do it again. That's it. Move on. Apologize for it. If you don't feel like you need to apologize for it, then just move on and don't repeat. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So, I like to take certain situations and compare to other situations. And the answer is simple when you do that. Okay. I'm going to my other channel now. I will see y'all. Bye.